But aren't we? Then haven't we reached that point then where she's doing just under that very scenario you said? Isn't that damaging what you just said?
I say race is going to play a part in this. I think what you were saying, Mika, but you kind of walked around it, which I'll say directly. Do you think that Hillary Clinton believes that Barack Obama cannot win the presidency because he's black?
And is that what she's
saying? No, I don't think she believes that. I know she doesn't believe that, based on what she said to me. I think she believes that whichever of them gets the nomination will win the election. I do believe she believes that. Now, she contends, as she did in this interview, that she's a stronger candidate in the general election than he is. There's nothing wrong with making that argument as long as, particularly at this stage, it's about her assets as opposed to a claim about what she thinks may be wrong with him.
But then how do you keep her from, I mean, given that her campaign has already continued to make this argument about why you shouldn't vote for this guy as opposed to, I mean, they say, here's why you should vote for Hillary Clinton, but they also say, here's why you should not vote for that other person. That seems to be the very issue you're talking about. But what do you do to try to control them or keep them from doing that?
Well, first of all, I have no control over them and no one else does. But this is one of those places where, if you believe, as I do, that the campaign that Senator Clinton has waged, and particularly her toughness and resilience. I mean, if you have, I've been through this, I know what it's like. To have to get up today under these circumstances and go out there and face the media and face crowds and continue to make your case, that takes a strength and toughness that is amazing. I mean, and you can't help but admire it. Whatever you criticize, however you criticize her for the specifics of what she's contending, that takes a strength that is admirable, and I admire it. I can tell you that right now, because I've been through it. I know how tough it is. But because she plays such an important role in the future of this country and as a result in the future of the world, she does have to ask herself, and she doesn't need me to tell her this, she knows this, she does have to ask herself, you know, where are the lines? You know, at what point am I not advocating for myself? Instead, I'm doing damage to the cause that I care most about. Because I know from my, you know, I've had meetings, as everyone knows, had meetings with both of them. I know how deeply she cares about this election. Not just, everybody thinks, oh, this is all about her. That's all she cares about. It's about her. I don't believe that.
I don't believe that either.
I do not believe that.
How did those meetings go?
Well, can I finish this? It's on the same subject. I can tell you how they went. She spent most of her time asking me and my wife Elizabeth what we thought mattered, what we needed to do, what were the things that would affect the country. I mean, when you sit with her alone, and by the way, you can say exactly the same thing about Barack. When you sit with them alone, you don't have any feeling that it's about them.
I agree with you.
It is, what motivates her, the reason she can get up and go out there every morning, even though it's under these extraordinary circumstances, everybody in the media is criticizing her. She's got Democrats who are criticizing her. Why won't she get out? Why won't she quit? The reason she can get up and go to work every morning is she believes deeply in what she's trying to do for this country. That's why she can do it. And secondly, Barack believes exactly the same thing. It's what keeps you going when you're exhausted and tired. And these two people are fine human beings. And it does look like now the great likelihood is that Barack's going to be the nominee.
What you describe is the best part of the process, too. Two people who truly believe that they want to do something for this country. Two quick questions for you. First of all, do you plan to meet with these candidates again in the near future?
I have no
You have no plans to do that?
No.
Okay. You and your wife had a heartfelt...
And there's no reason for me to meet with them again.
I'm just wondering. I mean, it seems you have made your decision. You voted for a candidate, and you're saying that this candidate you voted for will be the candidate you potentially will endorse. That looks highly likely, if I can use your words.
I'd say that's very likely.
Okay, well, I'm close. I just got to find out who Elizabeth voted for.
I just voted for him on Tuesday. So.
I know. I'm calling Elizabeth.
Him or her that you voted
for?
I'm not touching that.
I'm calling Elizabeth because I know you voted for different people, and then I'll find out who. I'll get this. I'll get this. Anyhow, but aside from that, you choose your time for when you want to share that. You and your wife had a heartfelt, amazing campaign. We followed you on the trail. We know your platform, your #1 platform is to fight poverty.
Yes.
What role would you welcome in the next administration in any way, shape, or form to try and follow through on that platform?
Well, I don't care about a job or a title or even being in administration. What I care about is having this issue central to the next presidency. And whether it's Barack or John McCain, or if Hillary made a remarkable comeback, Hillary Clinton, that I want them to make this front and center in what we're trying to do. You know, this half and 10 campaign, we're going to the campaign to reduce poverty by 50% over the next 10 years, which I've agreed to chair, and we're launching right now.
How are you doing
Well,
That's a difficult proposition.
it's a very difficult proposition. Making the case to Congress, making the case to the American people.
Yeah.
We've got a whole series of ideas like raising the minimum wage, access to child care, et cetera, that will help with this cause. And this is the cause
You
of my
got
life.
to stay in there. I mean, you got to
I'm gonna
continue.
be in there with everything I
so
got.
listen, we can't get an endorsement out of you for the presidency, but I'm wondering, as we go to a break, if perhaps you would endorse Morning Joe as your favorite morning show. I'll take it.
Wonderful.
There you go, right here.
Morning show.
Thank you so
Great to
much.
see you.
Just to clarify, though, because we've been arguing about this all morning long,
Yes.
when you suggest it's just because she's tired or because she's trying to make this transition, that when she makes these arguments or her campaign says he's not electable, that we should chalk that up to just the transition and not something darker, not because of some conspiracy to somehow ruin the Obama.
No, of course
Yeah.
not. Absolutely not.
All right, Senator John Edwards,
right,
thanks. Almost. I just got to get to Elizabeth and look at our answers. Thank you very much.
from you.
You might want to do that. Thank you so much
Thanks
for
for having
coming in. We'll see you soon.
We will.
All right, and stay with us. Morning Joe continues. Coming up, Wall Street Journal's Peggy Noonan, right there around the corner.
As across the hill, and the town lit